Testing. Oh shit, I'm way louder than the music. That's probably fine. I'm gonna start mumbling anyways. Yes, I'm just gonna continue what we did yesterday. Hello George, welcome. I'm not too convinced that this is necessarily that helpful, but at the same time, all my efforts is on the live 2D side, so probably for the next 2 months, I'm just gonna half-ass the stream. And as long as I'm still making notes, I think this is still somewhat helpful. I just feel like that's probably something better to do. But anyways, I'm gonna do this over here. And then after these two are done, depending on the time, I might either go for the next artist or I will go work on the live 2D stuff and do like a quick check-in thing. But yes, this is very good. This doesn't require any brain power. I'm just tracing shapes. Zgit. Alright, what's the brightest? Top and then back in the middle. Reflect the light. Yeah, I'm still very conflicted. So far, all I've learned about myself is that I do like very clean and deliberate shapes, but once I start doing that, it becomes very difficult to add a lot of colors like what they have here. Without the colors, it lacks that sort of life. And having very deliberate and clear shapes makes it very hard to add, because then every new color needs to be something in there. So either add it as like some kind of texture, or I'm gonna have to not be so deliberate with the shapes and be just a little bit more looser. I don't know where that line drawn will be. Will be drawn, anyways. It's the same thing with Live 2D as well. Live 2D I'm currently going through, I've collected, so I went through my recent bookmarks on Twitter, and then I went through the summary of my past 3 years, well, like some 3 years worth of bookmarks as well, and I took out all the character illustrations that I liked. And now I'm just redrawing almost every single one. I'm trying to get the face proportion out so I can compare and see what the difference of each one is. This way I can find the proportion that I like, and I'm more aware of what's the difference between each different style. Hello, Devay. Like, is the face younger, older, or is the eyes bigger or smaller? And then how I feel about each different thing. Kind of like what we're doing with the shapes here. By just being exposed to a lot of different styles, I'm slowly narrowing down towards like the style that I like. More, I guess, would be more accurate, they put. Because I do like all of them. That's why they're in the list in the first place. But if I'm going to spend a lot of time on the live 2D model, it better be good. And I'm probably be looking at it a lot, so if I don't like it, it's gonna suck. But yes, how's everyone doing? I don't know why I'm not tired today. My work has actually started to pick up. You have to go back to the office more days of the week. That means I don't get my afternoon nap. Don't need to nail on the first try. Yeah, definitely. I think I'll do my due diligence. I want to go as much as I can, because honestly, after the first one, there's a good chance that I probably won't be making very big changes. Yeah, we'll probably just be adding new clothing, that kind of stuff. And then... yeah. It's going to be interesting, definitely. I've also collected a lot of Live 2D techniques and nonsense. Like random stuff. Like there's people out there making watches on their avatar that tells real time. I don't know like how that link up is going to work, because who is feeding the time information in? Oh, I need to make a decision here about the shapes here. Guess I might just grab it like this. I think I should simplify a little bit more. I think yesterday I added way too many shades, and then it started looking very messy at the top. Actually, it's kind of okay. But I don't think I need 3 different light layers then. We'll just have like 1 or 2 at most. Just to keep it simple. And see the bigger shapes instead. I did draw this on the right layer, okay, yes. Yeah. Very scary. You just said the initial picture of cloud and let it move like a normal cloud. Nah, it's actually synced to actual time. I mean, unless there's a way for them, yeah, like you said, like maybe... No, but how would it keep time though? So it's like a... Because it's not... So whether if it's digital or if it's analog clock, it will have to be able to count up the time. So there must be some kind of a counter in there. I didn't look at it very closely because I don't think it'd be very relevant for us. But then now that I think about it, like there's people with Hello Kirio. It was analog in the video that I saw. It was an analog clock. It was like a tiny pocket watch. That's also animated, but and they had like their computer clock put up on the side, and it was matching it exactly. Right, it moves 1/6 of a circle, and then I guess it increments the next counter. But I'm not aware that there are counters in the like, I don't understand what's driving the logic. Who is driving that logic? Because the model itself doesn't have any capabilities for doing logic, I think. And VTube Studio only tracks faces, unless you're writing a plugin. Oh, wait, there must be a plugin on the Live 2D. Oh, sorry, on the VTube Studio. Because there are people out there, I think, with like a room, right, in the background, and it's able to have actual time. So that means there are probably plugins out there that's just feeding time information into the not that I'm aware of, Dubei. Also, Kirio, yes. We were talking about the fact that I saw someone today on Twitter who's actually able to so it's a Live 2D model with a pocket watch, and the pocket watch is actually telling time, real time. So it was 2:19 in the video, and the watch was actually saying 2:19 as well. It was an analog pocket watch, so with the hands and stuff. And yeah, that was kind of interesting because I don't know where the logic is being driven by. Somehow it's keeping state. Well, I guess state makes sense because it's all just parameters, but who's updating that number? But I think it's fine though. And then because VTube Studio open source some of the code so that you can write plugins for it. I wonder if down the line we can even write some plugins for it. I don't know what would be useful though. I also did some technical testing on the VTube Studio. I was looking at how they were recording. So I didn't know you can record short sequences on VTube Studio. And I was looking at the format of data to see if it's possible to generate that with a program, with Python or something. Because if I am using the mascot, right? So the plan is to have myself use a mascot, which is being held up by my own character. And then both of these is on the same model. Kinda like what, no, actually I'm not aware of other people doing it. I guess Vito did it with Neuro, but Vito was on probably a separate model because they move separately. Oh, maybe I should have a separate model. No, but I want the two to interact, actually. Never thought about that part. But yeah, what was I talking about? Anyways, yeah, I wanted the animation, the character to move by herself. But not in like just a very predictable loop. I kind of want it to be a little bit more random. So testing that out. Oh, is that so? Sorry, I haven't really been active in the channel. I think you guys... Some of you guys do enjoy chatting in there. Damn, I haven't watched VTubers in quite a while. What should I grab here? Am I merging the two together? Yeah, it's a model called Hiyori. Hiyoori. This comes with default with the VTube Studio. And I believe your voice is on Microsoft Azure. I forgot what the actual name of the voice model was, but you have to pitch it up by three tones, 3 steps. What's it called again? 3 tones. And it will sound exactly like her. So it's one of the models, voice models that's available on Microsoft Azure AI platform, and it's just a little bit pitched up. I found the old code that I did for my own AI VTuber a while ago, back in 2023, I think. And man, do I not want to read it, but I'm gonna have to read the code and figure out what's happening, and then bring out some bits of it, so that we can actually have the character interact with chat at least. Can I show a peek of what, like the code? Because I don't know how to use it right now. I don't know how to use it. It was very convoluted because the when I designed it, it was designed to be I wanted it to mimic like humans, right? How does a human work? You have your 5 senses, and that's the input, right? Hang on, I'm gonna DDoS my music real quick. I cannot hear myself think. So you would have the 5 senses, and in terms of AI, you would probably drop some of the senses. Maybe like you don't have a sense of smell, a sense of taste, or a sense of touch, but you have your eyes and you have your ears. Well, I guess not even ears, mostly just eyes. But either way, from the 5 senses, it was converted into text because language models only deal with text. And it would be fed into the AI machine, sorry, the large language model. The output is also text, and that is converted to basically actions that the AI is designed to perform. And each of these actions is a I forgot what the term I used for it was. But for example, one of them could be a VTube Studio model. One of them could be a reply in text form. And then one of them could be a reply in voice form, where the text reply is turned to voice. So I had all of that done actually. So the pipeline is able to process text, it's able to process some auxiliary information, for example, like time. So that's aware when people are like, you know, when the server is kind of quiet. When the chat is kind of quiet, it'd be like, hey, it looks like no one talked for the past 10 minutes. How is everyone doing? I was like, very artificial, but it's working. And then as for the actuation side, the output side, I got the text-to-speech working. I got it working to the point where it can turn into any voice that you want, because I hooked up the voice part as well. So it's not just like your robotic voice, it's able to do some voice, you know. And I think that was it for the output. But there was a very tricky part about the output, because as a human, when you're talking, you have mannerisms of like your fingers and hands will move in synchrony with what you're saying, because you're trying to present an idea. But the problem is doing that with Live 2D was kind of tricky, because the Live 2D model itself inherently does not support this kind of nonsense. So you kind of have to ensure that the output that is being sent to drive the Live 2D is synchronized with the text playback. So you're synchronizing audio and synchronizing the data that's being sent to Live 2D Studio. Sorry, VTube Studio. And the way it worked was that I would have a preprocessor that would take the text output that is going to be played back, and it would process this information and decide, like for example, for the first sentence, the sentence is a happy sentence, so I'm going to have a happy emotion play right before the sentence starts playing. So that would play, and then when it gets to the next sentence, it'll be like, oh, this sentence is a sad sentence. We're now going to have a sad face. So it will switch to the sad face as we're talking. So now it's in synchrony. There are some parts that never got figured out. Primarily is the mouth movement. Because Live 2D, I believe, works on camera data, so face tracking data. And emulating mouth movement is very hard. So there are people I've seen that they would take the text that is generated, they will send it to like an AI text to video kind of thing. They will make like a human talking and then perform tracking on that. But the speed is like 10 minutes or something. So it's not real time at all. It doesn't work. So I haven't figured that out. Yeah. What other nonsense was there? I can't quite remember. It was quite involved. But there's one very serious downside to all of these things, is that as much as you want to like emulate a human reaction, humans talk and process data and output data at the same time. As I'm talking, I'm reading, and I'm constantly doing that feedback loop. But AI has that round trip time where no additional inputs can be processed. So it becomes very, what's the word? Digital, right? It's not analog anymore. It becomes very quantized. The time is very quantized. And that's the one part is I don't think we'll ever be able to fix until they come up with some kind of a model that's able to accept streamed input. But I think like humanity will have very big problems when that comes up. And then the plan is to take all of this existing work, and then I want to just convert it to something very simple. So all it's gonna do is read chat, and then gonna be like, oh, what is chat talking about? And then I'll have like a reaction that my character would, a movement that a character would do, and then I'm just gonna be talking, right? I'm just gonna be doing my own thing. But at least my character can kind of move around. She can fall asleep if she wants to. Yeah, just to give her a little bit more life. Because using voices and stuff like that, in my case, the character, she doesn't talk, so I can't exactly give her a voice. I'm sure there's a voice that will fit her, but as of right now, she's not gonna talk. But, you know, if she ever starts talking, that's the problem with copyrights and that kind of stuff as well. Even just using a language model. Hello, Rez. Oh, you're early today. I'm just ranting about my VTuber planning here. What in the world am I listening? Okay, let me go to somewhere that I... Let's just go back to Blue Archive, man. Damn. Maple Story has some weird music that I've never heard of. I'm in Asia on a bus with a VPN? Oh my god. Are you traveling? It's not even 10 p.m. here, West Coast time. It's 9:47 PST, so compared to when you usually come on, which should be 2 to 3 hours later, near the end of the stream, around 10, 11, 12. And it would be pretty rare as well. I think 10:30 was like pretty early back then. I remember seeing you around 10:30 before. Well, very exciting traveling. Good stuff. The back is slightly brighter. Let me bring that up. Oh no, actually I just used the simulator. Yeah. Yeah, no, of course. Games are not exciting. Hopefully, if by adding like my character in Live 2D form, it'll be a little bit more exciting. That's why I want to give her autonomy. That's why no matter what, I think we have to use some AI, because I want her to move by herself. I don't want to be controlling. I don't want to be acting out the character. Ah, yes, traveling for an internship. Ooh. That is both exciting and kind of scary at the same time, because you have to go to a different country and work a job that you've never worked before, or people you've never seen before. Oh my god. Rig Brush, yes, this artist has a lot of interesting textures. I like the fact that they have big shapes, big clear shapes. And then we have textures along the borders and here and there just to add some flair to it. I don't like the fact that they're like circular spots, which is kind of weird to me. They're just like a random circle. But everything else I kind of like. Hello, Lord Server. Welcome. We were just briefly talking about Neuro-sama, which I'm told that you'll be very happy to hear about. Sorry, what was I doing? Yes, the back. I'm gonna start losing track of what I'm doing very, very easily here. Am I creating my own? Yes, we are creating our own. It will be a single model, but there will be 2 characters in it. No, I don't intend to create a AI like one like Neuro-sama. The AI for mine is purely just going to be performing some reactions, like some kind of animation, toggling. She's not gonna speak, she's not gonna be like, you know... Well, what does Nero say again? I haven't watched her in a while. But yes, we do intend to create something of our own. Okay, let me just grab this. New row. Yes. Oh, I think I remember. I think my code already has the memory worked out. Did I work out the memory? I can't remember. Right, but the reason why the code is so jank is because of the it's mostly because of the speech-to-text stuff. Because the code that I have is able to take in speech, like audio input, convert it to text, send it to the AI and stuff, and then have speech come back. And then that whole timing sequence is very jank. Sorry, can you ban Bao? Who's Bao? Wait, is it a Twitch site? No, there's nothing on the Twitch, I think. Okay, I'm not following, so... I'm still not following. What is Boon Bao? Sorry, Ban Bao? Wait, okay, what language is that? My brain's getting shorted out now. Can you ban Bao? I require assistance. Well, Rez, thanks for dropping in. I'm not sure how long you'll be staying, but do enjoy your internship. To decline offers. It is it a good time to find a job now? I can't remember. I haven't been staying very, what was the word? Up to date. Are you doing software by any chance, George? It's okay if you don't want to talk about it, like what industry. Game dev, I see. Is it better for game dev, like in the sense that you don't have to grind leak code? At least like you can show a portfolio. And yes, Kirio here is also very intimately involved. Wait, involved? In the realm of computer science. Huh. Wait, what does a game dev work on specifically? I imagine optimization would be very important. So a lot of math then. Potentially a lot of math. A lot of tricks with loading and unloading. What is that one design principle again? Ah, shit. Damn, I forgot. There's one very important design principle. Like if you have a bunch of projectiles and they're all very similar except for some specific attributes, then you would have a single object that is defining most of those particles, like projectiles properties. For example, like the color, the size. Like if you have a bunch of bullets, you would define the color, the size, some other properties like mass and stuff like that, which is commonly shared. But then position data and velocity data and angular data would be, each one will be by themselves. But because you offloaded some of the common data, now it's a little bit more lightweight. I forgot what it's called. I don't think it's is that a simpleton? I only know of a singleton. Do you know about the website? What is it called? Sure, what is that called? That website with all the software design patterns. Refactoring.guru. I think simpleton is just calling someone stupid. I think. Hang on. Oh, it's called flyweight. Is this thing? So if you have a bunch of particles, I believe like some of the commonly shared properties is being held somewhere else instead of the unique ones. This way that the data doesn't have to be duplicated against like amongst like a million different objects. You don't have to repeatedly store like the color in the sprite, for example. Anyway, this site is good for all your programming interview. Like my kind of programming interview, you always have three, right? You have the lead code phase, you have the object-oriented design, which is their website, and then you have the last one, which is system design, which you never get to do until you're like 10 years into the industry, but they want to test it for some reason. They think you need to know. Thank you very much. I still don't know what the hell is going on. Yeah, no problem, man. Are you self-taught? Because self-taught is very, very challenging, I think. I think there's a lot of good YouTube resources too. There's a lot of random people out there just talking about game optimization. And they have a lot of weird optimization techniques that I've never heard of. Because I'm not in the industry. Ah, I see. Okay. Sounds like you'll be fine then. You'll be completely fine. I don't know anyone who went into game dev. So I don't actually know what people require from an interview. So I can't help you there. But it feels like a portfolio kind of thing. Alright, what am I doing here? I got most of the bigger shapes, and that's kind of all I want here. Now I'll play around with some of the textures, and then I can move on to the clothing. Bonk, 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 bonk. Oh, I missed some spots. And I'm trying to make some more time for art recently. And because work is picking up and I'm trying to do the live 2D thing off stream, it's I kind of have to cut down my dinner time somehow. So my current plan is that I would try and not eat dinner by shifting my 2 meals a day to breakfast and lunch. I don't think it's working out because I'm not feeling so good today. Did I get this thing on the side? No, I did not, didn't I? Oh, I got it in a different layer. Ah, that's fine. I suppose it's probably better to shift it down. Down? That's my reference. I don't want too many layers here. The more I break it up, the messier it will get, and then it's gonna lose this point. So I'm gonna keep it at this level of resolution, but I'm going to move some of the shapes over. This is the one here, is it? Yes. Where is it? Here. Oh, oops. All right. Yeah, one big shape that is cut in. So is almost every other one. Okay. Okay. I can work with this. Okay, some textures here. Made some brushes yesterday, so now we can should be able to just breeze through this. It's not the most accurate though. Would it work like that? No, it would not, because it's not quite the same procedure. Wait, but can I not do it from here? Just too fine. Yeah, actually the only difference would be the texture, I think. That's the one brush I didn't make yesterday. No, that's not true. Texture. MMOPQ. Apply down. Right. Okay, it's better than what we did yesterday. What? Hello, Redex. Welcome, welcome. Just another day in the grind. Nothing to hawoo at today, unfortunately. That will still be the first time. That would be the first time I've seen someone use that word on themselves. Very cool. Alright. What are my thoughts so far? I don't know. It reads surprisingly well if I just group some of the shapes together. So I guess the thing to learn from this is the way that it should be grouped. I think the previous one I got a little bit too carried away with just trying to split it up. I should have just kept the bright ones bright. Yeah. The values will play a part as well. I think this one isn't matching up that well either. Yeah, some of the stuff doesn't match up that well. Actually, that's probably why. It should be darker here. I don't have any notes specifically for this though. Oh, it's out of frame. Okay, okay. Very cool. Let's go on to the clothing then. Does artists have this brush in every work that it becomes a signature? Are you talking about the textures? If so, yes. The other brushworks I can't quite tell, because that would be basically what I'm studying, which is the shapes. But in terms of the usage of textures and the way they use it, yeah, it's very consistent. This is a very, I think, slow but sure process. Because even though I'm just tracing, I'm forced to go through all the shapes, and then if I don't like it, I will know. And it forces me to recognize I don't like it. Because just looking at the image as a whole, man, it's so hard to just see only the shapes. I will always look at everything. Now I'm forced to only see the shapes. And I'll be like, oh yeah, actually I don't really like the shapes that they have, but I do like everything else. Enough for me to not notice that I don't like the shapes. Actually, I look back to the some of the earlier streams. I mean, I didn't do that, but I was looking at the reference boards that we made, and some of them are pretty useful. Like especially like the ones that group the styles for the eyes and the hair. If you're grouping by something that is like, for example, the complexity or the level of stylization and stuff like that, and then you suddenly get to see like the way that, like, what does it mean to be more stylized or less stylized? Because right now I'm grouping the face proportions for my Live 2D design, and it's like, oh, okay, this guy has similar proportions as the other guy. And like, what is the difference too? I think that's interesting too. We got like the proportion of the entire face, so how young and old the character would be. We've got spacing between eyes, nose, and mouth. We got the position of the mouth, how high or low it is, along with the nose as well. The size of the eyes, the shape of the eyes, whether if it's rounder or if it's more angular. Same for the face. And it's like I'm slowly building up the database of just my favorite artists and where they fall on that spectrum. Cool. Okay, that's the main light shape. What do we got? Some kind of secondary lighting thingy. It isn't necessarily reflected light. Is this consistent value? So this is light about 7980. This is also 7980, so it's the same basically. So really there's just two big shapes then. It's just a lot of noise here. I guess we've got the ambient occlusion, but wait a second. The rim of the... Yeah, but that's just basically the same. You know what? I'm just gonna keep it like this then. There's no need to overcomplicate, because once I start breaking it down some more, it's gonna fail. Okay, very cool. I need some strokes here. And this short strokes doesn't really work. Okay. What? How did this happen? Oh, wait a second. Ah, no, it's fine. I don't really care. Oh, doesn't hurt, I think. Oh. Some of these Blue Archive tracks, you can really hear the original author's, the original, like the artist's, some of his other works, their other works. I don't know if they're male or female, but this one especially sounds like the other ones that they did. Wait, how do I phrase this? So rather than painting the... No, but I still could be painting the... Doesn't quite feel like it though. A micro shape? Uh-huh. It's just like I have a tendency to draw the line, right? The outline of it. But there's people who render just that tiny bit that's in the... that is going into the body. This could be both, I suppose. They just didn't render that notch that's in between the two clavicle. Oh, right. Actually, the other point is that if there's 4 distinct... So even with like 4 distinct values here, it really looks pretty good, I feel like. Use like a brush that has a bit of variation in hue, saturation, and value, and then you can get a lot more colors. Clothing doesn't feel like that's enough. But what would I do here though? I guess it's a little bit over here. Can brighten up this part, I suppose. Wait, what? Oh, the skin is confusing me. Get out of here. So sleepy. Oh my god.全部取っちゃおうかな。そもそもないのか。Alright, the yawning's gonna start now. If I have a counter, this is where I'll have to start adding it. Adding it up. Okay. I can get the AI to detect if I'm yawning or not. A yawn detector. And they have a custom OBS plugin just to update counters. Whoa, 違うね。こっちです。Okay, be right back. Where I go? Okay. Okay. Oh. This hair does look really good though. $33, $34, $38. Oh, it's just slightly brighter. 40. Hmm. What? Don't worry, soon this won't be a problem. I have an avatar that will move. Move, I tell ya. Hello, hello. Cultus, welcome. Oh my god. The yawn marathon. Is it blur too? I see a little bit of blur, but mostly just, I guess, semi-transparent, semi-opaque brushes overlap. A very minor amount of blur near the top over here. Everything else is slightly clearer, like more well-defined, harder edges. The contrast between like the skin having none of those textures versus just the clothing and the hair makes the skin look so smooth. Maybe it's worth making a note of that. I do try to do this with like sometimes you put noise right at the end of everything, but then I would just make sure there's no noise on the skin. It would look kind of artificial, I think. Oh my god. Sorry, I just mean like the brushes are... So, okay. Either they chose like the darker color here, and then they just kind of brushed it a couple of times. Let me see. Where's my... So if you have a brush that's not fully opaque, I don't know if you can see this setting, and it's gonna overlap with itself. Why is it not doing it actually? Is it just very hard to see? What? Right, yeah. If it's like really faint brush, you can overlap and overlap and overlap and stuff like that. So maybe they just kind of painted one blob and then they added more layers here and then stuff like that. Or they could have just picked one color, maxed out the opacity and just put it here. Oh my god, what a name. Hello Stalker. Hello Silver. Ah yes, this doesn't work unless this is here. And then? Ah, okay, because of this, right? So I just drop this and grab this real quick. Yeah, no problem. If I pick the darkest color here. Yes, now I get it. The way to be better is just to get good. Oh my god. No way. Actually, I don't really like the lower opacity brush. It's very hard to use for me. Don't really get it. I like my brushes to do the thing that I expect it to do, which is to just put down one color. And that's it.ちょっと強いか。ちょっと強いね。ウィー。Huge. Oh yeah, you can also put some colors down and blur it. And then with the new colors, you can pick it again. And then form new shapes and stuff like that. Is there more subtle gradients? Oh, this went a lot further, okay. Oh, this went a lot further too. Oh no, it's because I don't have that. I see. Huh? Oh, I see. What am I doing? Yeah, it's the ambient occlusion. It's always the ambient occlusion. Like right in between the two boba. And then you'll make it pop. Poppity poppity. Anyways. What? Let's see. What do I want to do with this? I'm deciding if I should just merge the whole shape. I don't want too many shades here. What if I just merge the whole thing here? It's kind of awkward. It's like, but it's a brush stroke right here. It might be the dress texture. It'd make more sense to just cover this part, no? You're talking about that one circular nonsense in the the one circular texture in there. Oh wait, I can see this whole thing here actually. If you're talking about a round thing, it's just like something that they like, something that they do with the textures. It's just like random circular marks here and there. This one in the hair, like a partial one here. It's a couple more along the clothing here. Yeah, actually fingerprints. Alright, after this, what about? What next though? We have the stripes. I want one more shade. What would it be? Most of this actually have very similar values, no? 35, 34, 35, 34, 36, 37, 38. It's basically consistent. Oh, wrong layer. Yeah, I have to say I've never seen people add like circular textures just randomly. Yes. Very nice, yes. I like it too. Is this in my other board actually? Let me do a quick check here. Because my Live 2D right now I'm collecting a bunch of different proportion for faces. This should be in there. Okay, it's too big of a board to check now. I'm just gonna make a copy just in case I forgot. Oh yeah, do you guys want the oh, the reference is pinned in the chat as a pinned message. Sorry, not the reference, but the artist's Twitter. If you guys want that. Alright, I'm gonna add the text. I can't speak. I'm just gonna add the textures. Yeah, Silver, are you able to see the message? I could send it again. Let me just send it again. Yeah, I guess so tongue-tied. Huh? What is this? Oh, it's a texture layer that I never used. Okay. Alright, here we go again. Come to think of it, I haven't been paying attention as to how they're exactly using the... like, where they tend to like using these textures, but... I guess I'm not here to try and emulate this stuff 100%. I just want to pull out some shapes here, so... this should suffice. This doesn't work, I'm just gonna do the reverse. Kinda tame on the hair, but there's not a lot of area, I guess. I'm glad you like them, Silver. Very cool, very cool. Only one circle this time? No way. Wait, actually this one doesn't. Oh, this one has one circle too. Oh, two circles. Very interesting. Three circles. Oh my god. It's like Christmas. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it might as well be because I can't replicate it completely, 100%. So, as far as we know, is only they do this. Only they can do this. Only they can do this. What? My intonation. Let's see. Let's get a little bit more of these dots. Dippity. Give me the dots. Where is it? Where's my dots? Oop. I don't have the same dots. They have like a hexagonal sort of tessellation. I have like a square one. Oh, the dots are different sizes. Alright, this... Okay then, they're just a better artist than I am because they have different size dots. I only have one size. Damn, dude. Checkmate. GG. Oh, it's not even the right size. Whatever, man. Yeehaw. It's kind of big. It's a bit too strong. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Silver. Let's do one more shape for the skin. When was the last time we dropped the tablet? 106. So we're 6 streams, 7 streams in. Okay. Number of days since the last accident, basically. How do I keep dropping it? It's not that I'm dropping, like it's not the drop kind of, I'm not, it's not dropping off my table. It's dropping onto the table, off of the stand, which is completely broken. So it's just kind of balancing there. That's why it's kind of dropping and whatnot. Very cool. Very jank setup. What am I doing? This doesn't quite work because the borders are... I just have to drop this darker then. Ignore the top. Gonna hop off, Silver? Oh. Okay for now. Ah, fuck, I'm on the wrong layer, am I? Yes, Silver, please take care. Have a good night. Have the best night. Do it one more. Drop it on top, pretty easy. One, two. Oh. Kinda works, I guess. Okay, this isn't cutting. Okay, I thought I did this part too. I was like so confused. When did I ever put like that the 3 lines and a stroke through them? Skin does not have texture. What else can we learn from this? I don't know. Kind of it, I guess. Hello, Mizukine. Welcome. Let's see. I'm trying to see what I learned here. I got a lot of random textures. Similar textures. I mean, I have a lot of textures before, but now we have some of the brushes that they use because we made them. I do kind of like the glowing thing with the texture brush here. Very fancy. But the thing about the texture, all the the repeated shapes here is that you kind of have to adjust the thickness and the gaps depending on the requirement here, which kind of makes sense. So it's not a one-size-fit-all thing. I feel the need to mention just because I've always thought that the blur brush is a one-size-fit-all thing. You just use the blur brush, it's just gonna blur it. But no, you kind of have to change the size of the blur brush. What else is there? So it would be using textures for some of the glow textures, which I'm aware of, but now we have something that someone has used before. Oh yes, they do the same sort of stepping, where they step through values here. Ah yes, Mizukine, by all means. Right, but the shapes themselves are a little bit more messier. It's not as clean, but it's a more painterly sort of vibe, so that is that. Man, my arm is numbing up again. My back is getting that old problem where the nerve is getting pinched. So my arm is numbing up. Anyways. Texture stays off the main light shape. Yes. So most of the main light parts is kind of spared the texture. We're not getting a lot of textures there. So they're keeping the brighter shapes clearer and bigger. And then as the transitions that we're adding some of the more noisier texture. Right, and then I think I would like to also embrace some of the more painterly vibes. I did say that I like cleaner shapes, but I think there's a balance. We have majority clean shapes, and then some of the shapes will just bleed into the background, maybe something like that. Kind of like this one stroke for the ribbon at the back. And right, Kirio brought up that a lot of the patterns are very evenly spaced, evenly gapped dots and whatnot, and rig brushes. And then today, these shapes are more grouped, especially the ones on the hair. The bright part on the hair is very grouped. It's still one continuous shape. It's getting like sort of cut into, but it's not like a distinct blob, kind of like what this reference on the dress is. Especially because this one is two evenly sized blobs. Evenly sized bobs. Yeah, I feel like it looks kind of odd. The larger groups maintain that balance. And the hair over here looked better because there was a distinct, like, darker set of values somewhere in the middle compared to the second one that we did. This one also feels a little bit messier, but it's because there's a headpiece here that I didn't draw in. Kind of weird. Yeah, and then even with just 4 distinct values, so this one only has like 4 or 5 distinct values here, and it's already reading pretty good. And the actual one, we have a lot of extra colors and stuff, but those are very similar valued, so I didn't break them up. Skin rendering is minimum. Clothing as well is basically just a couple of shades. And yes, the lines. I don't know if these were lines. These must have been lines but color over. But it's not very strong. Yeah, it must have been lines and color over, because it'd be so awkward to be leaving spaces in the painting. So it would have been thicker lines and then... Okay, makes sense. I did it the other way because I was tracing, but... And what else do we have? Right, skin doesn't have texture, just to set it apart. But still, the skin's rendering is still not like super clean still, so it fits the overall vibe of the whole style. It doesn't stand out in a bad way. I think that's about it. I'm supposed to be looking for good shapes. I don't know if I found any necessarily. Yeah, I think so far I haven't really found any shapes that I'm like, oh man, I want to use this myself. I think I've only learned that I kind of like slenderer shapes. I like bigger shapes. I like shapes that's more grouped. I don't want too much detail. These ones we didn't do. Actually, why are these here? Oh no, this is for that other day. So this gets preserved and all these guys get new. Yoink. This one. Oh, this needs to be transported over to the other board. So is this. Okay. This is a not safe for work account for body proportions, which will be ported over later. Okay, so we'll leave those. So we're 2 hours in roughly. So I can go and work on my Live 2D stuff, or I can find the next artist, which we have a lot of. All of these artists here. All of these references here. All of these as well. Actually, let me choose some of them first. Let me pick up some of them. I have this... I wouldn't call it OCD necessarily, but I do have this tendency to want to do everything to be as complete as possible, but we don't really have time for that. I'm just gonna pick up some artists that's like, maybe technically a little bit stronger. Oh man, so hard to choose. Like, all of these were like put here for a reason because I like them. It's so hard to, we need to drop some of them because we don't have time for this. Right, this needs to be deleted because we just did this. Damn, I really like clean rendering. Like, look at the shapes on this one. So good. I can't turn it. This one is so good. This one only has like 3 values or something too. Ah man, these are also good. What do I do? Okay, I know there's some artists I definitely want to do. This is one of them. This one as well, I suppose, but not as strongly though. We just take it step by step then. Oh, keyed as well. Actually, keyed would be very interesting. Over here, this one would be a lot harder because there's a lot of gradients going on. We just have to do it by eye here. Whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. These guys are strong. Let me bring them down. This guy is exceptional. Ah, yes, I have 2 Namis here, I think. Yeah, I have 2 Namis here. Oh, this one is also very good. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna browse some of the Twitter for a bit and see who has more interesting pieces that I like. I'll start off with this person. Five two two. The face reminds me of that one other video I did, Siloranko. It's harder to read. Ah, you know what? I need to move it in here so I can take a better look. There's a lot of textures in here, huh? A lot of just lines here. You can't really see it, but I guess you feel it. Oh, it's already here. I'm just very drawn in by here, I think, because of the contrast. The interesting shapes. I think these are supposed to be feathers, but I don't really see very feathery shapes necessarily. Any more here? Let me see. Logos? Oh, I see the character. I don't recognize any of these characters. I think I'm just very drawn to the hair because I keep seeing these darker outlines of like the light shapes. So they're just, yeah, it's present in this other one as well. This is dark outline and then it has that glow. The red one in the PureRef window and the blue one over here. It sets up that contrast and then it makes me want to look at it. Oops. I think the downside is that all of the illustrations are very involved. I would rather prefer like if it's just a character just like this, or like a zoom in character. then they'll have to spend more time rendering it out to the fullest. Then you know, like, whatever they're looking at is like them rendering it to the max. This is kind of interesting. Let me grab some of these. So we have them ready here. What was the previous one? Oh, this one. Oh, there we go. And my YouTube just decided, yeah, stop it. Actually, I might be analyzing this for a different reason. I might be here for the line art, actually. Be bold and put it in, and then see what happens. I guess it will be separate sequence. Okay, I'm not studying this. God damn it. What's happening here? So you will clip into the hair, but then you have to go out of bounds with a different layer on top, presumably. And then these effects are done afterwards. Chromatic aberration on the thing. We need a texture. Did they texture first and then... Doesn't look like it. Oh, this is not even keyed, actually. I've been mistaken the whole time, because I just thought it was Tato. Actually, where is keyed? It's not in this list. Oh, okay, it's over here. I knew I got like a Tato for keyed as well. There we go. My apologies. Let me go there. Okay, it's not important. Actually, keyed only really does have just two shapes, just the light and the shadow, and that's it. We don't even have like any fancy terminators or anything like that in some of these. Okay, this needs to go into my other reference board. Yeah, actually it would just come down to basically these guys, no? Who's the other one? Uh-huh. Oh, this is one of the more colorful ones, actually. But even then, it's just main light, slight gradient on the shape. A little bit of saturated outlines here. Secondary light. Gradient on the shadow, gradient on secondary light. Clothing has a bit of stuff on the Terminators. Just more painting over here. We don't get like a lot of shifting colors, shifting hues. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, now that I'm looking at it closely, I feel like Keith's style would be the most agreeable for me because there's very heavy reliance on lines. Rendering is very precise. Like, we have very clear shapes. Right? All the shapes are very clear. We don't have a lot of painterly brushstrokes. We don't have a lot of excessive color. Well, okay, excessive might be not the right word, but we don't have too much color. Unless, you know, it's the purpose, right? With all of these special effects stuff. But every shape is clear. Color is clear. Most of the rendering relies on lines. Sorry, most of the details relies on lines being drawn in. We're not doing anything weird with the shapes itself. This would be the most natural style to work towards here. At this point. Huh. Interesting. Need a closer look at Key then. Let me check this other person. C3, C4. Okay, I cannot read this. Oh, this feels very similar actually. The style feels very similar. The color use. It's just a bit more rendering. Hang on, let me. Something about this. Fontaine. Consistent texturing. Actually, how thick are Keith's lines? I think it's not that thick, right? It's good variety. Oh, so this person just has a cleaner set of lines. Slightly more muddy shapes. It's ever so slightly, but everything else is very similar. Although this is a pretty old work. Now this is for work, so it'll be different. I don't know. clean. I'm gonna juxtapose here. Actually, before that, I'm gonna sequence it through this. And this. Right. How about this person? This guy is clearer. But these three people have very similar vibes, actually. More similar than I thought. It's very clean shapes. We're not talking about a lot of painting stuff. Easy to understand colors. Reliance on lines. Some of them have slightly cleaner lines, but still a lot of lines. Actually, who did we do so far? These will have less lines. And less lines. Less lines. Is that all we did? Wait, what? Oh, okay, we haven't done that many people yet. Wait, how do they compare with Min, actually? Need something high res. So they have more lines than Min, I think. It's more, yeah, it's a lot more detail with the lines here still. Maybe not Keats. Very cool, very cool. This individual is... Yeah, also lines. Okay. What? Every time I spell the name wrong. More consistent line width. I think the lines are also less smooth. I can see a lot of overlapping points. And there's a lot of overlap in Keats with paint over, but not over here. So is this individual in my... Did I process it already? I did process. まあ仕方ないのでは? Okay. Whoa, huge. Ah, I see a lot of blur on the edges. Uh-huh. I think this is just good for studying in general. Man, this is insane. This rendering. What else do we got? Of course. You can have the exact link to this insane illustration. No problem, no problem. Yeah, be interesting study, but I don't think I like the art as much. Wait, where's the one I added? Ah, here. Yeah, I think this will be it. Okay, for these two. Indeed. I don't think I can learn any shapes from this, just because I cannot tell. I cannot see the difference between the values. Like, I see some shapes here, but it's hard to read. We'll definitely come back to this artist just because of the colors. It should probably be next month. I need to build some confidence with the colors soon. Circle patterns? Sorry, what was I looking at? Oh man, I forgot. Oh, over here. I suppose they're like arcs. More like Wi-Fi at this point. Oh yeah, it is kind of like Wi-Fi over here. Okay, this individual is too hard. Actually, why are they even here? I thought I moved them over. Oh, they're right here. But the color is later down the line. Okay, who else we got in here? Some of these artists have really good shapes, but they just don't post a lot, so I don't have a lot to work with. Oh wait, that is kind of nice. Boston and UK. What? Mostly over here with the lighting. We're definitely studying this artist actually, but maybe not for shapes. Where's the other section with the Oh, this is that section. Okay. I'm just gonna move it aside here. A lot of good textures, just like this artist here. And then, wait, what is this do here? I have two? Okay. I guess I like them a lot. This one is still too advanced for me. I cannot read it. So... I'm just hoping that nothing not safe forward comes up. Alright, not that into their shapes. can move on. Move them down, I guess. Oh, this is already done. Wait, hang on a second. And here we go. Oh, I wanted to move these over. These need to go over here. And I can remove them from here. Save this, save this. Oh no, I need to move this too. Man, it's already 12 again. Make some notes here, actually. Whoa, what the heck? Why is it red? What? Anyways. Texturing, very cool. Oh wait, that would be this, no? Oh yeah, that's that. Okay, yeah, that is that. I forgot. Very cool. Okay. I'm probably spending too much time on this again. I'm probably just gonna hop off here, but before I do, I'm gonna go work on the Live 2D stuff, I think, off stream, and also look for more references. I'll just briefly show like the what I'm working on for the Live 2D stuff. I have a separate board. Let me just close this one once it's done saving. It's getting slower and slower. This board is too big. Bonk. So now I have a different board that's also very big. And this one mostly I'm just collecting so this is what I wrote out on Saturday when we did the Live 2D tutorial stream. And some ideas that I'm generating in terms of the posing, the eyes, the ears, and other stuff like that. What kind of expressions that we want. Slowly we'll expand on this list. Over here is mostly design and keeping track of what we can and cannot do. Mouth movement, eye movement, face movement, that kind of stuff. And this is all the tutorial stuff. I created that chat in Discord, the thread in Discord, that I was going to dump all of this in, but I don't know how to dump it in because these are grouped by different sections as well. But I don't feel like making like 5 or 6 different new threads for Live 2D. But if they all go into the same area, it's going to be very hard to keep track. We can have different messages and edit the message, but then the preview wouldn't work. So unless I write down exactly what each link is, no one's going to know what's going on. And then at the bottom, I'm currently iterating through all the different size proportions, face proportions here. So depending on each inspiration here, I'm redrawing and drawing and playing around with the proportion. So we have the ones that are really squished, the really young lolly kind. And then we have, as we go over here, I'm expanding out the proportion, and so on and so forth. I'm trying to build a bit more on this side. We have the differences between rounder eyes, bigger eyes, like sharper angles, and then rounder angles, and all that kind of stuff. And through this board, I'm basically slowly working towards trying to understand, like, you know, which direction are we going? What work and what doesn't work? Mostly things that doesn't work. Like long eyes doesn't really work, I feel like. Doesn't really fit the image that I have. Yeah, proportions that's too squished together doesn't really work. Where is it? It's like 1 or 2 somewhere here. I don't know where it is anymore. A lot of these are just very, very minor changes. So, yeah, this one's kind of squished. The eyes are kind of far apart. I think it's interesting because in the beginning when I started drawing, I would feel like the eyes or like the face is weird, but I wouldn't know exactly what the issue is. But then with this board, and over the years, it's basically just like, oh, if I feel this way about that face, it means something. It means the eyes are too far, or like that everything is too squished. It becomes a little bit clearer. I'm just trying to accelerate the process here. So that's that. And then these are all the ones I still have yet to go through, including some of the ones we just moved over. I want to put all of these on the board. We're not going to draw every single one, but I want all of them on the board here. And yeah, and then I'll see where we go from there. I need the base down. I need to do the design. Yeah. Triangle between eyebrows. So what's the third point then? If it's triangle, the nose or the mouth? Triangle between the eyebrows. Triangle facing up or triangle facing down too? I've never heard of it. Facing down triangle. Okay, so probably somewhere around the nose then, right? Probably put it here. Yeah, number 1 sequence is weird. Anyways, yeah, this process, I don't know how long it's gonna take because it's gonna take some time for the ideas to come out, to surface. In the middle of this blob here, basically most of them I don't feel too strongly one way or another. Some of them are interesting. But yeah, okay, yeah. I still don't quite feel it yet. This just got started too, so it's gonna take a while. And anyways, yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on. What is this? Oh, this is clothing design. So I got ChatGPT to give out, like, you know, what kind of VTuber clothing themes are there. It was like comfy, casual, okay, sure. Kawaii, girly, we have uniforms, we have gyaru, we have cyberpunk, we have cottage core, goblin core. I've never heard of any of these terms, but apparently these are terms. Lolita, everyone's favorite. Decora, pop. So this is basically like Mika Pikazo, like very super pop art kind of stuff. And then we have the gothic Jiraike, which I feel like is kind of like Lolita. I can't really tell the difference. But anyways, everything in the bottom I don't want. These ones I don't want. So we just keep it like simple, comfy, and casual. And then the theme will be just mostly related to cute and soft and lower contrast. And we want the idea of stability. We want it to be a little bit more quiet in terms of design. I think character personality wise, they're definitely not a someone who likes like extra bells and whistles. So there wouldn't be anything on the character that doesn't have a purpose, I think. So I'm just trying to collect some stuff here. This also just got started. Yeah, don't worry too much about the ChatGPT. I don't know where it's getting its information from, because it doesn't search the internet. Yes, no, Duvet, it is not. That's why it's at the very bottom here, as you can tell. We're ignoring everything below Yaru over here. All of this is gonna get ignored. I just got ChatGPT to give me some ideas, so I'm more aware of the different bucket that I can sort things in. Even stuff like uniform and stuff, I don't really think we would even have uniforms. And even stuff like girly, I feel like it gets a little bit too noisy with the frills. I don't want to draw frills. All the ruffles. Yeah, I only think that's too girly, I think. We'll keep it a little bit quiet, more calm. That's basically the board at the moment. And then I'll update as we go along here. Start here. But yes, I think tomorrow I'm gonna go back. Sorry, I'm not gonna go back. I'm just gonna be here. What am I talking about? We're just gonna do more shapes, I think. I'll start on the maybe Keed. I'll probably start with Keed. Probably start here with these three. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Scrolling. Oh wait, skin rendering. Yeah, pretty straightforward as well. But it's very, very solid skin rendering, even though it's just only one shape here. Very accurate rendering. But yes, I guess thank you guys for coming. I'm gonna go work behind the scenes here, because it takes a little bit more focus. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Oh wait, this person is very cool as well. I need to bring this person up. Okay. Anyways, bye-bye. I'm gonna be working a little bit.